Welcome to episode number 61 of the Between Two Brands podcast. It's Friday the 13th. Well, if you're listening to this when it drops, it's March 13th, Friday the 13th, and I am still your host, Bill Petrie. Happy to be here. We've got a powerful, energizing show for you today, and I can't wait to get to it. But before we do, you know what we got to do? We got to pay the rent, so please stick around and listen. It's always good to listen to these things. Hey, distributors, time to wake up. Your clients are no longer satisfied with you merely acting as a middleman, slapping their logo on generic, predictable, and let's be honest, uninspiring products. What they're demanding is something more, a heck of a lot more. Merchandise that feels as if it were thoroughly curated just for their unique brand. Now, to stand out, your clients need something exceptional, products that truly reflect their identity and set them apart from the crowd. And that's where our friends over at Seven Sourcing come in. Russ Mogel and his team have over 30 years of direct custom sourcing experience, and they are the clear leaders in the space. Now, here's a few reasons why you need to partner with them. They've established relationships with trusted factories. They ensure all merchandise passes a rigorous quality control check by an accredited third-party partner. They comply with and frequently exceed industry standards, manufacturing requirements, and product safety regulations. And maybe the most important part, they manage every part of the logistics and communicate through every step of the process. In other words, with their expertise, they know how to deliver bespoke merchandise that will position you as the hero in the eyes of the client, while also steering clear of those common pitfalls that come with managing it on your own. Now, to be clear, of course, it takes a little bit more time, typically between 75 and 90 days to design, develop, and deliver truly unique and original merchandise. But isn't that extra planning worth it to craft exceptional products that are going to foster long-lasting loyalty? I'm absolutely positive that it is worth it. Now, when you're ready to elevate yourself from just another promotional products distributor to a true partner that delivers exactly what your clients crave, unique custom branded merchandise sourced exclusively for them, reach out to Russ and his team over at sales at 7sourcing.com. All right, so I always look for something unique to talk about during the opening shot, and I think I have something here. I saw on LinkedIn a couple days ago, actually, from my friend Justin Walford. He's the president of Totally Chocolate Promo. If you don't know him, he's a great guy, incredibly sharp, and he had a great post on LinkedIn about our Gen Z's priority shifting when it comes to merchandise. So what he shared was a MasterCard experience economy report from last year, from 2025, that showed that 74% of Gen Z consumers prioritize spending on experiences, material goods, and they do that even in a tight economy. Now, I think we need to ask ourselves, how does that really impact branded merchandise strategy? 97% of all spend in our industry still goes towards hard goods, physical items. And we know, I think that the industry certainly shifted, and the merchandise we're sourcing is much more thoughtful and intentional. There's no question about that. But some of it is still what Danny Rosen, my friend and your friend hopefully, would call brand fill, that cheap plastic shit that sometimes our industry can be known for. What I do think this type of a study does, though, it helps create an opportunity for the real savvy distributors out there. As the audience shifts towards Gen Z, we need to listen to these type of reports. We need to take them to heart. Consumables naturally align with the experience economy. And I'm talking about food gifts, whether it's from Totally Chocolate Promo or Maple Ridge Farms or NC Custom, really doesn't matter. But the consumables align naturally with that experience economy. Food gifts are enjoyed, they're shared, but most importantly, they are experienced. And it's a communal experience. And I think coming out of COVID, we're all craving those type of communal experiences. And it leaves what I love about food gifts, and we don't talk about food gifts enough in this industry, it leaves a positive impact without adding clutter or brand fill. Now, it's really not about hard goods or traditional branded merchandise versus food gifts. It's about matching the brand experience. So if Gen Z values moments over materials, our strategy needs to evolve as well. Here's the other part that I don't think we talk enough about when it comes to food gifts. you got to think of the resale value if you're a distributor. When a food gift is enjoyed, especially if it comes in a great packaging that's kept, the food is enjoyed. And then there's a resale value to it because it's not something someone's going to keep around for months and years. They're going to consume it and they're going to want, hopefully, another one. It's used, then it's gone. So it's one thing I think as a industry, we really need to focus a little more on food gifts and the value of those food gifts in our overall quiver in which we bring to the fight, as it were, to get our clients to buy branded merchandise. So I'd love to hear what you think about the efficacy of food gifts, especially as it seems like Gen Z steers towards uh, experiences over things. All right, before we get to my guest, very great guest today, let's pay one more bill, shall we? Hey, do you know what season it is? Well, it's spring. I'm wearing shorts today, and it's amazing. But it's also business valuation season. Now, perhaps you don't know what your company's worth. Maybe it's been more than a few years since your last valuation, and you need a new benchmark to see if your company's increasing in value. Heck, you might just want to see if it's time to sell your business. Now, regardless of the reason, Jamie Watson and the experts at Certified Marketing Consultants have extensive experience in the world of branded merchandise and the financial knowledge necessary to provide a fact-based valuation of your business. All you need to do is email them at info@certifiedmarketing.com for a confidential discussion today. All right, that's enough of me solo. Let's go ahead and bring on our guest. My guest today, if there's anyone who doesn't need an introduction, it's my guest. But you know what? I'm going to waste her time, your time, maybe even a little bit of my time. She's been in the promotional products industry for 16 years, kids, and has worked on both sides of the branded merchandise aisle. That would be suppliers and distributors. Having worked for said suppliers and distributors, she has done it all from inside sales and customer service to VP of sales. With a strong fitness industry background, yes, there's a pun there. Too bad. She created her own sales methodology and built it into a structured curriculum for branded merchandise salespeople. Today, she combines her vast industry expertise with performance principles to coach distributors to build stronger business relationships and become the best version of themselves. She is a true force of nature. You might know her as Jenna Quaranta, but the rest of us know her as JQ. JQ, welcome to Between Two Brands.
Okay, so first thing I'm going to say is I wish that my maps, my Surrey, everything had your voice. I want you to be the narrator of my life. I think like James Earl Jones usually gets like the credit for like, oh, that voice. It's your voice, dude.
Wow, well, thank you.
Well, it was your podcast with Savannah and then the one you
Mhm.
did with Taylor Borst recently.
Yeah.
And as I'm listening to you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, your voice is really calming, but also gosh, man, if I like, I just want you to like narrate everything I do. I'm not kidding. So,
Uh,
anyways, I'm happy to be here with you.
all right, let's try it out. So JQ walks into the studio unaware of what to expect because Bill did not share the questions with her in advance. And that's true. So let's get right to it. So one of the
There it
things,
is.
yeah, there it is. One of the things I absolutely admire about you, and I don't think I'm the only one, is your vulnerability. It's something near and dear to my heart. I like to think I'm vulnerable. I share my successes as well as my failures. In fact, I'm probably better at sharing my failures better than I am at successes. But you've been super, super open about your anxieties, your resilience, and coming out on the other side. Why is it so important for you to be so raw and so open? I figured we'd start with an
Yeah.
easy question.
Yeah. It was as you were asking it, I already knew the answer, with and I don't know where this conversation is going to go with you, and I'm an open book. So
No idea.
right. I helped a lot of people that night to safety, and some
Yeah.
people I didn't even know. They just trusted me. When I said, stay here, I'll come back, I will, I followed through. When I said, don't run, run when I run, they did. They followed through. When I
I'm going to
started
interrupt you
banging
real
on
quick.
doors, go
I'm going to
ahead.
interrupt you real quick. For those of you who don't know, what JQ's talking about is she was unfortunately, or she helped save some lives, quite a few lives. She was at the shooting in 2017. Is that when it was?
Correct.
2017 in Las Vegas at the concert. JQ was there. So please continue. I just want to make sure
Yeah,
some people
no,
who
yeah,
may not
sorry.
know that.
Yeah, no, good. And so what happened was that night I started banging on doors and I remember looking, there was maybe 10 to 15 people behind me. And I started banging on apartment doors and there were people that were not answering. And I was saying, please, 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 there's a shooting on the strip. Please, please, I have people with me. And there was a couple that opened up, Matt and Lisa, and I'm still in contact with them over email. They're a wonderful couple. And it was instant rapport. I said, my name is Jenna Quaranta. I introduced my girlfriend at the time. And then I said, please, there's shooting on the strip. And they heard it. They knew about it. They let us in.
It's awesome.
So this all happened in one night. And what happened was the next morning, October 2nd, I was sitting in Sunrise Hospital and I thought, whoa, perfect strangers just completely trusted me in their scariest, terrified moments. And I thought, I'm here to serve others. I'm here to lead others. And I don't know what that looks like right now, but okay, God, lead me. Whatever you want me to do, I'll obey you. Just show me the way, basically. And so what happened was I wasn't talking to anyone at the time. Alfred Broder was so good to me. I wasn't leaving the house. I wasn't talking, but I wanted to give back to the company. They were still paying me to be there. So I wrote these tasks down that turned into this relationship building schedule. And as I started to give it away to my fellow teammates and other distributors, I realized I'm serving others. So then FSM was born. So long story short, it's not like I enjoy being vulnerable. I feel a calling to do
Yeah.
so. Um, and so I'm doing it because
Yeah.
I'm being asked to do that. And so it's plain and simple.
Yeah, I get that. And I love that answer. And obviously, you and I have talked before, your experience, and you can get very detailed into it. We're not going to do that. We don't need to do that here. But what
Correct.
you survived and went through is truly awe-inspiring. My reason for being vulnerable, being open is different. Mine is all you see is everybody's highlight reel in social media. And everybody's an overnight success and everybody's crushing it. And everybody's got this kick-ass life. And I'm like, that is nobody's life. And I think it's just for me, I do it because I like documenting, hey, I failed here, but then I pushed through. I screwed that up, but I fixed it. I like that. I think that helps people relate to me, certainly.
It does. It does. And that's what I love, how you weave your lessons into your podcast and as you're hosting, which is why I reached out to you on LinkedIn. I said, I
Yeah.
love the way you weave your lessons
Oh,
in.
thank you.
So for you, it's because you're also learning from leading. For me, I
Yeah.
feel a calling to serve others. I
Yeah.
it was a slap in my face. You're here to do that, so do it. And so
I love it.
anything, I'm just going to continue doing that.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
So why do, in your mind, because right now you have field sales management, something you have worked for a long time, and we're going to get to probably deeper into that, but
Yep.
why do you think people in our industry struggle so much with sales? And let's just focus on distributors because that's really who you work with. Why do they struggle so much in sales?
Yeah, I mean, I've been there. I'm still a sales rep myself. The answer is we are all in our own way in most cases.
Mhm.
Lack of training was why I had to create my own sales methodology and my own sales curriculum so I could train myself essentially. But I think a lot of it comes down to our mindset, our mental health. We avoid and procrastinate. Some of us like to live in chaos. That was me for the longest time. I was in chaos in the office until I started following my own system. I think a lot of it is on us.
Yeah, I agree. I think when I look at especially distributor salespeople who struggle to a person, they have great ideas, zero ability to execute. They
Oh
don't have the
yeah.
ability because they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. I want to do
Yeah.
this great mailer. I've got this great idea to do some outreach, and then they might do it. They might send out 100, but they won't think it through. They'll send out 100 on Monday, and there's no way to follow up on that. There's no possible way to follow up on that. Instead of thinking, okay, I have now 10 weeks of a mailer. I'm going to do 10 this week. And then next week, I'll send the next 10. And while I'm sending the next 10, I'm going to follow up on the previous 10 and all those things. So I love what you're doing. So we talked a little bit how you found your calling and all that. You do a lot of speaking though too. The last time you and I saw each other was we were two ships passing in the night or in the morning, I should say, because you had just finished your session, and then I was the next session in the room. And by the way, just if you have one rule, one takeaway, kids, from this podcast, don't follow JQ in a series of speakers because she took the whole audience with her. No one was left for me. I had to follow the energy she brings. But anyway, I want to know your
No, 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 no.
I want to know your pre-session ritual because I know what mine is. I want to know what yours is because it's difficult. Even though
Okay.
I know you're comfortable on stage, I'm comfortable on stage. It is still very difficult to get up there in front of 200, 300, 400 people. And that's a very vulnerable state, especially if you don't have a podium or something like that to like hide behind. If you're just walking on stage and that's what we were doing in Vegas, I want to know what your
Yeah.
pre-session ritual is.
Yeah. So my pre-session ritual in Vegas looks a lot different than on the road.
Well, let's just use Vegas then.
So,
Let's just use
yeah,
Vegas
we'll
because I'd
use
say
Vegas.
because when you're on the road, I would think you're probably dealing a lot more in small groups, maybe 10, 20, 30 people.
Right.
So the vibe's
Right.
going to be radically different.
Right, right. So on the road, I just make sure I get my 100 burpees in no matter what. There it is,
Hmm.
right? When I'm in Vegas, I do my 100, I wake up in the morning before my session, 5 o'clock. I do my 100 burpees and I throw into AI, tell me three people about in the Bible that I don't know about. I listen to that as I'm doing my burpees. And then I throw on, are you ready for this?
I'm
Every
ready.
time, bro, LCD sound system,
Okay.
dance yourself clean.
Okay.
And I throw that on, and I do have a dance party in my room. I
Okay.
do put that on replay when I'm in the shower. I do have that in my headphones on the way down.
Love
That
it.
is what I listen to. That is my song. I love LCD. So
Okay.
good. Not the drug. Yeah, yeah,
I
but that's
love it.
LSD. Anyways, yeah,
That's
but
LSD. Yeah.
LCD.
That's awesome.
Anyways, yes.
That's a very important consonant you would change out there. So mine is I will go on a run, about 2, 3 mile run. I do like to run. So I'll do that just to clear my head. And that's the one run when I'm speaking in front of people, it's the one run I do without headphones.
Wow.
I want to get in my own head.
I
I want to
love
start
that.
walking through the presentation because the way I do presentations, I try to memorize about 70% of it and 30% of it. I just kind of want to see what happens with the audience, the energy and all that. So I mentally go through my presentation, come back. But then when I at the session, I get there early. I get there. I got there early. I get there like an
Yeah.
hour early before this year.
Yeah.
But I like to see the room. I want to get an idea of the layout. I like to test everything because I have been screwed so many times when I have to use other people's equipment. I hate using other people's equipment, but you do at Expo. And then most people like to like hide, like go to a speaker room and all that. I don't. I will greet people when they come in
Me
because
too.
I do. That's awesome. I feel like it because one of the things I tell other people when they're speaking, but I also have to tell myself is that everybody who's coming to see you, they're all rooting for you to
Me
succeed.
too.
Everybody wants you to
Same here.
succeed. And so hey, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Hope you get something out of this. And that's generally the spiel I have when I'm introducing myself to people. When I do that, it calms me down. It makes me feel like I'm speaking to a group of friends.
As I'm listening to you, I'm just thinking like, it's like I picked it up from somebody I saw out of the industry years
Yeah.
ago, and he was just at in the aisles greeting people, and I was like,
Yeah.
if I'm ever a speaker, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And I wish other people did that because you doing that, I've been at an event when you've done that at one of your
Yeah.
events. And to your point, you're actually connecting with us.
Hmm.
And I think that's the same thing as I wanted to shake people's hands.
Yeah.
And also, okay, can I just tell you my pet peeve? Oh my gosh.
I was gonna ask, actually I wasn't, but no, tell us, let's go.
Okay, okay. Please, if I introduce yourself, first and last name, okay?
Yeah.
If I approach you and say, "Hi, I'm Jenna Quaranta. Thank you for coming to my session." Please don't answer with, "I know who you are. Oh, I know who you are." I don't know who you are. So that's I say that to people.
Yeah.
I say, "Well, I don't know who you are. What's your name?" So it's like it was interesting. Like in the trenches, please. Like I want to know everyone. I want to connect to you. We're on the same playing field here. Like
Mhm.
I'm here to serve you. You're in my session. I am grateful for you for being here, filling a seat. Like, what
Yeah.
is your name? You know, because it's like I want to connect with people. I don't want to just
I
be this, yeah. And I'm also very uncomfortable on stage.
oh, I am
It's
too.
like I black out, bro, most times.
I I am I'm mostly comfortable on stage. The first few minutes of any talk, I always feel very wobbly. I might, that's when you'll see me move around the most because I'm it's nervous energy I'm getting out. But then I lock in and but I see I'm hyper vigilant. So I don't black out at all. I remember the most mundane stuff. I remember what that person was wearing. I see, oh, there's my buddy, there's my buddy Alex Maltz sitting over there, or whatever. I see those things that stick with me. And to your point, one of the things, I've been doing some variation of a weekly podcast for this is 10 years now. I've been doing this.
Wow.
And
Congratulations.
thanks. So long with Kirby, and then this one been doing it about a year and a half. And so, and I don't really re-listen to podcasts. I do just to make sure I'm not saying something stupid, or just to get better at doing this. But just let everything fly on here. I don't think about it. I don't edit the podcast. This is me and my life. And so people feel like they know me. And because of that, people will approach me as if they know me. And same, which to your point, please
Yeah.
just tell me your name. I
Yep.
don't know. And plus, I may have met you before, but I am stupid. I am not that bright. Forget names. I'm terrible at it. So please, a little
Yeah.
grace, a little grace.
100%. And I think too, like that's one of the things I want, like, I guess like I want folks to like to view anyone like we're all in the same playing field. We're all equals, like we're all here
Yeah,
to serve each other and help each other, so it's like, it's been interesting to see my career do some things, right? And
sure.
at the end of the day, like I just want to, continue like staying grounded with everyone else and just like we're all here moving the
I,
industry forward one step at a time
yep.
and we're all on
I'm
the
just
same team.
Yeah, I'm just a dope trying to figure out life like the rest of us.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I know one of your goals in talking to you, and you've also shared this publicly. One of your goals is always to have like a 1 day high energy, high intensity training session where people could actually leave after 1 day and be certified. And that's actually happening for you in New York City at Promotions East. What is that day going to look like? If I'm Joe Distributor and I walk in, how am I going to be different when I walk out?
Yeah, so I'm really excited. So I'm going to
You
be
should be.
actually I'm so excited because
And
I'm trying to be
and
the
it's
next Zig Ziglar, bro.
and it's actually not in Atlantic City this year, which is fabulous. It's in the town so nice they named it
Yeah,
twice, New York, New York.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're funny. That's cool. Okay, so yeah, I'm actually gonna have a morning session, and
Mhm,
at 9 o'clock, I'm gonna be speaking on something that I've really been on my heart, which is
mhm,
how do we make room for more? Not just in sales, but in life. How do we
mhm.
make room for more? So I'm gonna be doing that in the morning, and then from that point on, 3 sessions
Okay,
negotiation, prospecting, and then LinkedIn navigation.
love it.
And then you're going to leave with that micro certification and field training. You're going to get the certification. You're good to go. Yeah. You're going to get
That's
my tools, my schedule. So it's going to be back-to-back sessions while you can kind of bop around on the show floor. It's going to be in
yeah.
the city. The show goes till 7. So I'll be looking at the city like while I'm doing this. Like, you got to be kidding me, bro. This is
It's gonna be
sick.
great. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah, I'm
awesome. Now
excited.
you clearly love what you're doing. I mean, it just exudes from you, which I love. People who clearly love what they're doing. That's such a I don't know. It's an endorphin rush for me. I love it. What does success though look like for you in 5 years?
Having 1 to 2 more coaches to help me
Okay. So
lead the
scaling.
14-month waiting list that I have.
Yeah.
Um, I'd like to have some conferences and retreats under my belt, which is what I'm working on right now.
Hmm.
Um, I'm working on something really cool, actually. And this is a big loaded answer because my answer is I want to see all of this taking off, right?
Sure.
Um, I'm working on a wellness club, and I'm going to be
Good
launching
for
a
you.
really elite wellness club, a community actually all around education. So, what success looks like to me in 5 years: health, my daughter thriving, all of my ideas off of my notepad,
Yeah.
executing, me following through. I'm trying to gain like 10 pounds of muscle this year too. So like that, I want to like that. Like there it is. Like I
There
just
it
want
is.
to
Laying it
see
all out
myself
there.
follow through, JQ.
I love it. I love it. Let me ask you this. One piece of advice. So there, we do have distributors who listen. I think of the 3 listeners I have, 2 of them are distributors. What is the one piece of advice you would give to a distributor salesperson right now? So they're listening. Okay, JQ is a sales coach. She's really good at it. Tell me something to help me today. What is it?
Yeah, we'll never get time back. So if you have a client or a relationship on your mind and you've been thinking about re-engaging them, you want to show them something, you
Yeah.
have an idea, do it today. You'll never get time back. You'll
Yeah. I love
never get
that.
it back. So just do it today, guys. You have
It-
nothing to lose.
May I add one of my own that I would add?
Please.
Okay. I just said add twice in one sentence, which is really poor English. Um, I would also say you need, as a salesperson, if you don't have the skill to know when it's over, you need to develop it fast. You need to know when prospects are stringing you along, when they're saying, I'll get back to you, call me in 2 weeks, because that's bullshit. You know when it's over. Don't cling on to hope. Hope is not a strategy. Hope will not earn you commissions. Hope will not grow your sales. Know when it's over.
Can we just say something?
Sure.
Wow. Let's roll that into real life and into
Yeah.
relationships.
Know when it's
Guys,
over.
let's roll that into real life.
Yeah. I love it. All
Roll
right.
that, know when, yeah, know when it's over.
No one is over. No one is over. It's okay. Last question. This is the last question I have, and then we can talk about whatever you want if you have anything you want to talk about. What is the one, what is the best word, one word that describes JQ? I have it. I have
Ground,
one for you.
grounded.
Okay, love that one. Mine was passionate. I do think you're
Ooh.
passionately grounded. So we just now made that's now your that should be in your LinkedIn bio.
What's yours?
I don't stupid, dumb. No.
No. Oh, come on.
Mine is caring. I would say caring.
I was gonna roll with generous. You're
Okay.
so generous with your time, but
Well,
right,
thank
like
you.
with your time, your resources, your knowledge, your lessons. Yeah, 100%, bro. That's all
Well,
you.
thank you. Well, thank you. Is there anything you wanted to talk about? I've gone through my. I mean, I think it's been a great conversation. But if you want to talk about anything, we still can talk. Are you good?
I'm just happy to be here. Actually, what's your favorite Foo Fighter song?
Favorite Foo Fighters song would be Times Like These, but not the album
Ooh,
version.
so
There's an
good.
acoustic version. It's just that one is really, really, that always hits me pretty good.
Yeah, Best of Me. Love that
That's a
song.
great song. Yeah.
Fantastic song. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
I'm Foo Fighters definitely in my top five bands. Not top 10. I wouldn't put them in the top five. That's not accurate. Top 10.
Fleetwood Mac, number one for me. Haim, number two. Do you
Okay.
like Pete Yorn? You know Pete Yorn?
I knew Pete Yorn,
Yep.
yeah.
Oof,
Yeah.
he's top five for me. Love Pete
Yeah.
Yorn.
Yeah,
Yeah, anyways,
my tastes are all over the map.
same.
My top five would be in no order:
Yeah.
Beatles, Van Halen, Stevie
Ooh.
Ray Vaughan, Eric Johnson, and Duran Duran. So
Oh, Duran Duran.
you,
Yes.
you
Took
gotta
me
love
back
the
to high
double
school.
Duran. You gotta love the
Ooh,
double Duran.
just like the double New York.
There you go.
New
That's
York, New
right.
York.
Hey, before we say goodbye to
Uh-huh.
JQ,
Yeah.
let's do a big thanks to our pals over at Seven Sourcing for sponsoring this absolutely energetic podcast. When you're ready to be the partner your clients want, the one that delivers unique, custom, and bespoke branded merch designed exclusively for them, why don't you go ahead and reach out to Russ Mogel and his team at Seven Sourcing at sales@sevensourcing.com. JQ, thank you so much for doing this. I'm excited for this podcast to drop, and we will absolutely have to do it again sometime.
Yeah, I love it. Thanks, Bill. This is so fun.